Very good afternoon and welcome back to another Republic of Motorsport Grand Prix. Today we are at the Singapore circuit of Marina Bay, and I'm delighted to say that I have company today in the form of Mr. Matthew Connerby, Mr. Bottle It himself. How are we doing, sir?
I'm doing very well, very excited for Singapore Grand Prix, a real test of endurance we've got coming up for the drivers tonight, much different to the race at Monza we saw just 1 week ago. How are you doing, Mr. Skills?
Fantastic. It's a great track to be at, a good grid of drivers, and always a spicy racing. We've got clear conditions by the look of it here today, but I'm feeling good, ready for this one.
We've got a couple drivers looking at going out on the medium tyre. I think Singapore is one of the more important ones for maybe trying that ultimate strategy. The one stop on last game was definitely preferential. On this game, to be fair though, I have seen on several occasions drivers starting the race at Singapore on softs and making a two-stop work, so we should see some good variation in strategy today, which is always what you want to see.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to hold on to them soft tyres. You're really going to start to fade even around that 5-6, for instance. So you're going to be praying for an early safety car in this one. But let's just recap the drivers' standings heading into this Grand Prix. So, of course, it's ABR Stubbsy, which still leads the way on 301 points to Rooney's 288. Then we've got a big step to Lorne on 162. Then it's James, Celtic Speed, K-Mag, Westerns, Drazzy, Ludlow, Yanni Jans, Aki, Vettel, Dunsworth, Basie, Grundstroff, Thornhalf, Strato, Elpulum, Hubert, Pez is in this league, yeah, it's in for a while, Shaney, Camo, Sinquesti and Jack Miles. In terms of the constructors, Mercedes lead the way on 450 points, and Racing Points are only on 316 points. Red Bull on 147. Then it's Ferrari, Renault, McLaren, Haas, Alfa Romeo, Alfa Tauri, and then the Williams boys. In terms of the bragging rights this year, Stubbsy has 9 wins, 11 pole positions, and 7 fastest laps. And then the next quickest man, Rooney, has 4 wins, 2 poles, and 2 fastest laps. Only one other man has got a pole position, it looks like, this season, and that is Celtic Speed. Are we going to get an upset today? Let's see.
Rooney will be looking for a good result to eat into his rival's championship lead. Vettel just keeping it neat and tidy on this lap so far. You don't want to invalidate your first run, you're just trying to get a banker lap in, have something there, and then you can really push on your next 2 runs. Vettel in this final sector then takes a lot of speed going into under the grandstand there. It's very well not to break traction, but chooses to pull into the pits at the end of that lap, and maybe wasn't happy with it.
Or maybe it was a dummy run. I see a lot of drivers doing that. Most of them are
pits
for the mediums.
Yeah.
It's always risk versus reward though, isn't it, Matt? Like you can, try and qualify on their mediums, but then get stuck in the mid-pack and then you're going to shoot yourself in the foot a bit. What would you prefer to do in this scenario?
I think something I've learned from league racing these past few months is you need to make sure you are on the right strategy for the race. And if that means having to start on the mediums, then you start on those medium tyres. It really depends on what the difference between the 2 strategies is. I would often just go in Grand Prix mode before a session and check the strategies out and see what works. But if I think if the mediums are going to be faster, then I would go for mediums. Stubbsy's making them work anyway. He's 7 tenths quicker than anyone on that tyre. Jesus.
And Lorne, second fastest on the mediums, only good enough for third overall though, a 35.6.
Miles is invalidated again. He'll be pulling into the pits. That does give him the choice to change strategy and go for the mediums if he wants to, but he might be feeling the pressure now that he's invalidated twice.
Let's just hope we don't curse this one like we did yesterday.
I think we'll be just fine.
Yeah.
We got all the cursing out yesterday.
So as we thought, Vettel has come back out and he has opted for that medium compound of tyre.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I guess it's a smart idea as well if you think that the medium strategy is going to be preferential. Maybe go out and pretend to do a lap on softs to get your rivals to put themselves on the strategy that's going to cost them come the race.
There's so many opportunities to invalidate your lap around here. Important to get a nice banker lap in, and K-Mag leaving quite a bit of margin. Here we go. Now he's invalidated.
Did you go on board with him?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Oh dear, it's happened again.
Oh no. So this lap ain't invalidated to better. Invalidated second to last corner. I don't think it'll carry through. Well, that is an invalidation though.
I don't think we should be trusted anywhere, in all honesty. We should just stop.
I don't think I should be trusted. I think it's my fault. I'm going to take the blame for this one, because I'm like the lead streamer, so I think it like carries around with me. I think we should just look at the pit wall or something like that. I think that's the safest way.
Because knowing our luck, we're going to see someone have a fucking heart attack on the pit wall or something. Just stop watching.
So thank you for everyone who's tuning in today. Republic of Motorsport, quite new in its setup. I think it's their second season now, and starting to grow. And it's a very fun league, based every Sunday around 4:30. Of course, always dependent on when the actual F1 event itself takes place, because that always takes priority, because they're F1 anoraks like myself and Matt, so they want to get the race in, make sure they catch all the interviews, and then they'll dive into the Grand Prix, or the Esports Grand Prix, shall we say, after the race. Let's see what Camo's got around the final corner. 39.3.
A lot of laps in on those tyres. A long lap at Singapore, you can put a lot of wear on them in one run, so I wouldn't want to be doing too many laps in one qualifying run.
Rudy's quite confident, still in the box. Just over 8.5 minutes remaining of this short qualifying session.
Yeah, that's a bold call, but obviously thinks he can get it all done in one lap and maybe wants to save some tyres for the race. I would probably suggest he's going to be doing the two-stop. That would be good information for his rivals who have already set times on the mediums.
Talking of the mediums, Stubbsy is 1.5 seconds faster than the next medium runner. 1.5 seconds.
Yeah, he has nailed that, hasn't he?
That's a banger. I mean, Lorne, don't be too disheartened. That's a decent lap time as it is on the medium tyre. But Stubbsy's he's in a different world.
Vettel's who's gone purple in Sector 2.
I wasn't going to say anything. Trying to keep quiet.
I shouldn't have said anything either. He's going to crash now.
I think that we've like preempted. Oh, God damn it.
I'm sorry, Vettel. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said anything. I should have just clicked off your name and gone and watched Westerns or something. He's just having a good time in the pits. But no, I thought I'll go watch Vettel, and now look what's happened. Mistakes were made.
Commentators curse. We should know better, but we still do it every time. And Vettel will definitely be having a word with the FIA after this, because he'll say he wants us out of it for the next race. I'm sure of that.
Ludlow's coming around to finish his lap. Touch wood. Goes 6th fastest with 36.5. Decent lap there on the mediums.
Let's see what James is made of in the Red Bull. He's looking good through 1. I just don't care anymore. I'm just going to say he's got a purple Sector 1. Can he improve through Sector 2? Got a yellow flag out on track. Just looks like a slow moving vehicle here. So we head across the bridge. Down into this first gear corner. Want to get good traction. Accelerate up through 3rd. And we've got this new DRS point for this season. And it's a purple Sector 2. So it'll be interesting what this lap time will bring. If we can get anywhere near, or even in the same postcode as Stubbsy at the front of the order, come the end of the lap. Head under the grandstand. That must be a right feeling. Feeling a Formula 1 car vibrate through your seat as it heads underneath you. Around the final corner. Hook it up, not too much of that inside curb. And here comes James. And it's a 35.4. Interesting, it was purple 1-2, but that far off the pace still.
I don't trust the mini-map anymore and it says someone's purple.
No.
I don't think it's very accurate. Oh, Rooney is coming out of the pits. He's coming out to set his time, and it is indeed on the soft compound tyre.
Weston's has invalidated his lap. He's going to have to wind another one up. Just over 4 minutes remaining, so just enough time for your final run at it. I've already got softs on. I've got mediums on my screen.
Rooney's on softs for me.
Okay. Let's see. See what he's made of. Can he throw down the gauntlet? Can he challenge for that pole position here at the Marina Bay circuit? It's going to be a tall order if he's going to match Stubbsy's lap time. And Stubbsy has just settled for that. And who blames him? There's only one other car in the 34s, and that is 4.5. And that is on the soft compound with a 34.8. And anyone else squeeze themselves in there.
So that's a new glitch for the Codemasters to have a look at. I've got Rooney on softs, you've got him on mediums, lovely stuff. We get a new glitch every week. Here
Maybe he's on
F1
intermediate.
2020.
Who knows?
Honestly, at this point, wouldn't surprise me.
traffic up ahead of us here. Let's hope they see us coming. I'm not sure if KS Craig is supposed to be in this session or not. Slight wiggle for Rooney there. Just to compose himself nicely. So do you rate or hate Singapore, Matt?
I personally rate it. I think it's a really good circuit. It's a good technical challenge for the drivers, and it really does separate the men from the boys.
Yeah, most definitely. It's a lot better than Monaco. At least you do have a chance of overtaking around here. A bit more higher speed, a bit more room for manoeuvre.
Monaco's just a pain at the end of the day.
Yeah, I feel like it should be one of those that, you know, you do once every 4 years or something like that, as a bit more of a... Oh, Rudy's invalidated! He's invalidated!
Has he got fuel to go again? I don't think he does. He's backed off there. No, because he's about... Oh, he's gone. He's done.
And what has he done, Matt?
He's bottled it.
The classic tagline. Rudy won't be happy with that comment, Matt. Who cares? This is F1, and we knew he left it late. He took a risk by doing that, and it's come back to bite him in the backside. Mr. Poundlander in the party, how are we doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing well. How about you?
Very good.
Thought I'd jump in, you know. Watching the stream as well, so looking interesting.
Yeah, hop in, mate. Always good to have some extra company, another set of eyes and ears, of course, for this Singapore sling here at the Marina Bay Circuit. 10 seconds remaining before the checkered flag in this short qualifying session, and Rooney has shot himself in the foot.
Wondering why he left it so late, and he's really cost himself now, because he's going to be starting at absolute best P15 at a track where overtaking isn't easy, whereas rival Stubbs is going to be on pole position on what looks like the preferential strategy.
Yeah, it seems that the track limits on this track are always very hard, especially around that corner. You just have to clip those corners, get the wrong exit, your lap's gone.
You've got around, what, 23 opportunities to invalidate your lap time, as Vettel sets the fourth quickest of the session, a 35.2, and that is on the mediums.
Good lap from the Haas. He invalidated his first 2 runs, but he got a lap in when it counted most. Got Lawn coming around the final corner, goes 5th fastest to the 135.3, also on mediums. We got anyone left to settle up? Camo's invalidated. I think it's just Weston's. Weston's then negotiates these final few corners. Make sure not to drop the back end coming out of that one now, flat out into the final corner, clips the curb, make sure you don't exceed track limits, up to the line, goes P8 with a 35.5. I do believe that is qualifying complete.
Love how it's nasty.
Who is that, Rooney?
Yeah.
I'll let him know who you are. Yes, that's it for qualifying here around the streets of Singapore. And we're going to head into the race shortly for the session start. And it's going to be Stubbsy starting on the front row with Fawn up alongside him. Is he going to be a Fawn in his backside? Front, shall we say. And we've got Drazzy in P3, Vettel in P4. So your final order with Stubbsy with a 34.1. The next best was Fronhoff with a 34.8. Then it was Drazzy in the Ferrari a 35.1. Then we've got Vettel, Lorne, Shaney, James, Westerns. We've got Camo, we've got Jack Miles. And then in P11 we'll have Ludlow. We'll have a free tyre choice as well as Dunsworth, Aki, K-Mag, Racing Carl, and the big news is Rooney will be starting down in P16 for this Grand Prix. And if it wasn't hard enough to beat Stubbsy, it's just got that much harder.
I would be very surprised if Stubbsy doesn't win this. I think it's all his to lose. He's got a massive pace advantage. He's on the right strategy. All that could cost him is his own mistakes.
I can see another commentator's coming back. It's his to lose.
Oh, we don't want another one, surely.
I tell you,
I see it happening for me
5.
tonight as well.
me and Matt yesterday, every car that we went on board with, either binned it, Spinala, or invalidated. And it continues.
Have to wait and see what happens then. All getting their setups sorted, their strategies.
Any words of advice, Mr. Poundlander, for the Singapore Grand Prix?
Just got to keep it clean into turn one, really. It's very tight, very technical. If you need to run on that runoff, you might as well just take it instead of getting into any trouble. Otherwise, it could be race over from there.
Yeah, your front wing
Otherwise,
is your best friend.
Yeah, front wing is the best friend. And then, obviously, around the last section of track as well, it gets tighter and tighter, especially coming under the stand. You just got to remember through that stand, try not to do any heroics, try and keep a single file. The minute you kind of go for an overtake into that corner, one of you is going to be pushed into that wall. No one will like it if you are the receiving end of that, or even if you are pushing into the wall. We got 30 seconds left to go.
Any predictions here? I know you boys don't know the grid that well, but it would be interesting to hear your thoughts.
I'm going with Rooney to get on the podium, Stubbsy to win, and only 10 cars to make the finish.
Okay. Poundlander, any predictions for you for this Grand Prix?
Stubbsy to win it. I think Westerns could easily get up the field. Quite fast in qualifying, nice line, so his race pace shows that as well. He could easily get a podium, and Rooney I think he'll be at least in the top 5. And then my commentator's curse kicks in as he comes up saying he's left the session.
Oh dear.
Race hasn't even started and we're already on the commentator's cast. You love to see it.
Who is it that left? I didn't catch it, sorry.
Westerns.
It's Westerns. I've invited him.
As we look through the order, it will be Stubbsy on the front row, and he'll have a different car alongside him for a change, and that will be Fronhoff in the Ferrari up alongside him. Sorry, Alfa Romeo. Do apologise. Then we've got Drazzy in the Ferrari alongside Vettel. We're going to have Lorne and Shaney. We have James and Westerns, if he joins us, we do hope so. Then we're going to have Camo and Jack Miles, Ludlow, Dunsworth, Aki and K-Mag. Then we have Racing Carl, Rooney and Paceglick on the back row there. So the standouts there is Dunsworth. He's looking for that massive reverse track there, starting on a hard compound of tyre going deep into the race. and he'll be praying to the safety car gods that the safety car does come out and make an appearance, but very late on in this Grand Prix. So how many safety cars, if any, do we think we're going to get, boys?
I'm going to go with 2.
Yeah, I'm going to go with 2 as well. I'm feeling 2 safety cars under the lights of Singapore.
I'll go with 1, just to be different. I like to be awkward.
We know that.
Okay, no, look, we've probably cursed it now and there won't be any.
Sure Stubbsy will be happy with that. Here we go, get ready for the start of the Republic of Motorsports Singapore Grand Prix. We're going to hand over to our lead commentators, Matthew and Poundlander, for the start of this one.
I am very excited for this one. It's a real test of endurance for the drivers. The leaders pulling into their grid slot. Stubbsy on the medium tyres. He's going to be struggling for traction off the start. Can Thron half pull away into the lead in the early stages? He'll need to do that to make this 2-stop strategy work. Final car, Case Greg, then just pulls into his grid slot. And we wait for the lights to go on ahead of the drivers. Here we go. Lights coming on ahead of the drivers for the Singapore Grand Prix. And we are racing on the streets of Singapore. Stubbsy looks to be struggling for traction start, but gets it right in the second phase. He'll lead into the first corner. Behind him comes Thron half ahead of Drazzy. Vettel on the inside, looking to get into the podium in the early stages. He's going to squeeze the Ferrari up to the wall, and he's got the move done into P3.
Weston's got damage here, contact lap 1, and he's just tapped again on the run into onto turn 4. He's lost a huge chunk of his front wing now, as Cam gets a 5-second penalty as well.
Really making up places, he's already up to 12th, keeping it calm and collected. You can see Weston's in P13 with that major wing damage. Rooney's just got to keep it calm now. He's survived the start phase. He's just make his way up the field nice and gently and get up to his rivals in front.
Very good starts here as well. Jeff Miles in 8th for the minute. He's catching up to Shane there. And they're getting very close, and Shane is all over the back of James as well.
As James on those medium tyres, he's going to be struggling for warm-up on this first lap.
Rooney's just got overtaken Camo for 11. Should we see anything else going on to the pass? You see him coming around lap 11 for a one-stop strategy.
Camo's just driven into the back of Rooney. Big contact.
Massive contact. I think Camo was worse off there, losing all of his front wing. He's got virtual safety car now as well.
I have clipped that. There was some small contact going into the braking zone for that corner, and then it looked like, from my perspective, that Camo just floored it and ran straight into the back of Rooney. We'll see. Did Rooney get any damage from that, or is he okay? I think he's okay.
Rooney seems to be okay. Looking on board, still getting that speed. No visible damage. As it seems, both AlphaTauris are in now, so it's going to be a massive disadvantage to him. As the double stack in the game really disadvantages the team, especially Weston's, who will be behind his teammate.
Really costly. Ignore the timing tower, it's doing its normal. It's just having a funny moment. We're not on lap 3, we're in fact on lap 2, and we're waiting for the green flags so we can go racing again in Singapore.
There we go.
And Drazzy's got a drive through, speeding under VSC. That's going to prove so costly to him later on in this race.
So we've seen Weston's got on the mediums, and so has Camo as well. They've both got on the medium tyres. So they most likely will have to stop again before the end of the race.
That's really not what they needed in these early stages. Rooney's got a good exit though. He's going for the move on Dunsworth. He'll be on the outside of the next corner, but he doesn't need the next corner. He's got the move done on the straight, and he is up into P11. Still continuing to make that steady progress after his incident on the last lap. Stubbsy's already pulled out a 3-second lead. That's incredible. On those medium tyres, he is flying under the lights of Singapore.
Now up into the points. That is position 10 for Rooney, and he's staying with this leading pack. This is vital for his Grand Prix. I think the victory is going to be too far away at this point, but yeah, maybe taste the podium at the end of this one.
James is starting to have a look on lawn. It looks like he's only 0.3 of a second behind as they're about to come up to the Singapore sling. Just after this short little straight. But that gap's now also increasing. The Mercedes having pretty good straight line speed at the minute.
I get the feeling Vettel doesn't want to spend too much time stuck behind front half in the Alfa Romeo. He's looking quite racing on those medium tyres. The soft tyres just perhaps not really working on the Singapore circuit. Might be overheating or something. Not too sure. Oh, as Vettel has a big moment. I thought he was about to put himself into a spin. Just gets it together there at the end. And front half already into the pits.
Oh no! Vettel spun it! Vettel spun it!
He's bottled it. And that's going to be so costly. He's got to get it pointing the right way and then do an entire lap before he can maybe think about coming into the pits to try an alternate strategy or replace any wing damage he may have.
Rooney's
but he was
there with
looking good
McLaren.
for P2.
He's looking for the second one, and Jax, he's in the wall. Just tapped the barrier. Them softs are really not working. Rooney's up to 6th already, and Drazzy is going to have to serve his drive-through penalty this lap, we do believe. So that will promote Rooney up another position.
Got wing damage, isn't he, Drazzy?
Yes, light right front end plate damage. It is going to cost him. Rooney is catching at a rate of knots now because of that. You can see he's made up 0.3 in 2 corners. That just shows the speed. It shows how much the Ferrari's lost.
I thought they were about to hit each other then.
Yeah, I thought that. Rooney makes the place then. Quite easily. We're seeing lots of penalties at the minute now as well. Carl with 3 seconds, so's Dunsworth and Camo, and then Craig's with a 5-second penalty, and Drazzy's still got a drive-through to go. So he has to take his drive-through this lap. He's going to have to do a whole another lap with that broken front wing as well.
Yeah, he's really shot himself in the foot by leaving that drive-through till the last moment.
And he's in now.
This is Jack Miles.
When he's already sizing up Shaney, he's having a look, putting him under pressure. Surely he'll get him here under the DRS.
Goes to the inside, and it's an easy move for Rooney. They don't come much easier than that.
Ludio has also just taken Dunsworth as well in the pit lane, I think. Oh no, not in the pit lane. He's taken them all together on track, so great move there as well.
So lap 5 of 31, and Stubbsy already has almost 11 seconds worth of a lead in 5 laps.
It's rated 2 seconds a lap. 2.5 seconds even.
All he has to do is keep it clean and consistent, and the win should be his. Got the Williams of Shane staying out, still on those soft tyres. Pit window is now open to go to the mediums for him, so we'll see if he pits at the end of this lap. Got Ludlow in DRS range of racing car. And we might see an overtake about to be made.
Yellow flag in sector 3. That is for Camo. He's out. Crash.
Looks like a safety car to me.
He's crashed on the entry. Yep, safety car.
Oh!
That's it, entry.
Christmas has come
Entry
early.
just going underneath the stand.
The Alpha Tauri driver has bottled it. And he's brought out a safety car for us. Going through, we'll be seeing, I think everybody will come in.
Drive-through penalty.
Oh,
Speeding under the
K-Mag.
safety car.
K-Mag, you silly Billy.
So all the drivers now will have a delta on their screen telling them that they have to go through this delta. Any speeding, well, you saw what happens. It becomes a drive-through penalty. And then once Stubbsy catches up to the safety car, that delta should just go away and everyone will be allowed to catch up and form a train behind the safety car.
See if Stubbsy pulls into the pits. It looks like he will.
Yep, he has. He should come out. He might even come out first because the safety car delta is still on. If not, second or third at least.
See what tyres he goes for as well. Will he go hards to the end, or what has he gone for?
Yep, it's
Hard
hard
tyres.
Lawn is boxing. James is staying out. Rooney staying out. Rooney is staying out. Track position.
So that's P3 for the racing point. I'd say Force India then, but that would be very wrong.
So Rooney, although he's yet to stop, is that 14 slots?
Well, we saw him get the strategy wrong last week. He pitted under the safety car early on, and he did say that he felt that might have cost him a chance at victory. He's done the opposite. He's stayed out this time. We'll see if that benefits him.
K-Mag's got another 5-second penalty. I think that was an infringement in the pit lane. We'll just make sure of that.
And then he's left the session. I think he got a bit angry at himself.
Yeah, speeding in the pit lane.
I'll invite him back, but I'm not sure he wants to join, to be honest.
Already high drama here on the streets of Marina Bay, and it's only going to get more spicy because the safety car will bunch up the rest of the pack now, and then we hopefully will get a straight fight to the flag, or maybe even another late safety car. All of the cars will be so close together, and the action will be Send It City here in Singapore.
The field is still all the way down, back into the second corner, so it's still very spaced out.
We could be going for a couple more laps then. Not what you want to see.
Yeah, that's Weston's. He's only going down the first straight on Raffles Boulevard.
This KS Greg is causing a few issues by the look of it. His ghosting car is really slowing up the pack. Vettel's tried to overtake him, but then had to relinquish the position. And they're a further 10 seconds behind Jack Miles.
Feel the cars now just starting to warm the tyres up on that pit straight. Trying to keep the temperature in, because we know how slow the safety car can go. Well, from Lewis Hamilton's point of view anyway. So trying to keep all the temperature in their tyres and brakes, so that when we go green flag racing again, whoever's got the warmest tyres and brakes will have the advantage.
Leto and Co have caught the pack, so it's just up to Westons. Hammer time scenario 7. Let's catch the pack. Safety car maybe in this end of this lap, we do hope.
If we're
Yeah, most
looking
of
at
the field. Most of the field backing up now, so looking good. Westons is just entering the Ruffles Boulevard. The last car just exiting that zone.
So the only cars yet to make a pit stop is the lead duo of James and Rooney, then Dunsworth in P4 and Case Greg in P10. They're the only ones yet to make a stop. The rest of them have made their mandatory pit stop for today and could potentially push to the end of the race.
Although Lorne has used 2 sets of mediums, so he will have to go again, as will Aki. I think everyone else has used 2 sets.
Racing point just hit the wall. But it's sustained no damage and kept position. I think might have been a little bit of lag actually. Not 100% sure.
Well, we hope for his sake that there was just lag and he hasn't just driven into a wall behind the safety car. Maybe Marcus Ericsson was on the grid today and was back at it again.
Safety car coming in then.
And we will leave you to call the restart.
So, James in the lead, yet to pit, so is Rooney. James has already gone, the rest of the pack not even at the final corner yet as we go green flag racing once again around Singapore. So it's James and Rooney from Stubbs, you see the back with the Williams and the Mercedes. As Dunsworth looks to have a little go as well. Aggie is
contact.
Aggie
and Shane.
Yeah, there's back. Yeah, that's what I thought as well, that they were battling as well. Onto Ruffles Boulevard then. You can see the McLaren trying to catch up as quickly as possible. Stubbsy already closing in on Rooney on those fresh hard tyres. Dunsworth's off position to Lorne as well. Very interesting restart here.
James went so early on the restart, he had to back off again at the last corner because he caught the safety car. He went too early and it nearly cost him, but he's held on and he continues to lead as we see Shane go down the outside of Dunsworth into where the Singapore sling used to sit. That's a dangerous move, but he's got it done. He's up to P5. He's all over the back of Rooney, look, and saying that Rooney's all over the back of James.
Just over under a second between the top 3 and the top 4. Probably 1.1 seconds is the gap.
Oh, and Aki just sent it on Dunsworth. Great action all over the field here off the restart. Lap 9 of 31. Plenty more laps to go and plenty more time for drama.
Jack Miles having a look on the back of Carl. He's all over the back. Both of them's got penalties. I think KS Craig will have to come into the pits this lap to serve his drive-through. I think that's what he's got.
Goes Jack Miles down the inside into turn 1.
Easy
gets the move done. Makes the corner. Good move for Jack Miles up into P8 now. Leaders coming onto Raffles Boulevard then.
Vettel's got Carl as well, so I'll cut you off there. Vettel's got Carl as well, so Vettel up to P9 now.
Well, he goes Stubbsy on the outside of Rooney. Gets squeezed out on the exit, can't get the move done. Goes to the outside for the next corner. He'll get put in the wall if he holds that one and does the right thing. Backs out. Rooney holds on to P2. Stubbsy had a look, tried to make up the places on his championship rival, but couldn't get it done.
Lido just overtaking Carl. He's up to P10. Carl now out of points. Car's obviously under fuel just to get the max amount of performance they can get out of it. It means a lot of fuel saving during the race. Stubbsy braking late just to try and keep up with the pack. You can see how quickly he's able to downshift and slow the car down. Just tapping the wall, I think, there, unless it was Lawn behind him. But Lawn catched him pretty quickly as well.
Rooney then will open the DRS, not this lap. Well, will be this lap, but not the straight. DRS has just been enabled. Can't get the move done into turn 1, but he will be setting himself up nicely now to get the move done with DRS down Raffles Boulevard and into turn 5.
They come then. Stubbsy will also have the DRS, but it'll be a big DRS train. He won't get any benefit from the car ahead, which is Rooney, who has to wait till he gets even closer to James at this point.
He set one to the outside. He has to run off the track, but he's kept it side by side. Rooney's got the inside for the next corner.
They touch.
Surely takes the point. Drops the back end. Thought he was going to lose more ground, and that's allowed Stubbsy to have a look on the inside. Stubbsy has to back out. Rooney squeezed him. Stubbsy just looks to hold the place on Lawn. Lawn's having a look. Can't get anything done. Oh, that got dangerous for a second there.
This is on the attacking around the old Singapore sling and along the Anderson Bridge. Cars to come into the second DRS zone now. Looking at Rooney. He's on the outside. He might have a look. Side by side again. Rooney in a very dangerous spot. In the wall, but they're still side by side. Touch just slightly. Rooney backs off though. Oh, seats the rear end there. Not expecting Rooney to be that slow around the corner.
Looking like he's got the pace at the moment.
Stubbsy behind him though, he's also got a fair amount of pace, even for hard tyres. Lawn, with DRS, is catching very, very quickly at that.
Here they come then, getting ready to open the DRS once again. Look at James moving across the track, just trying to break the slipstream. I don't think it's going to count for anything though, because Rooney is gaining at a vast rate of knots. He'll have to go to the outside once again. This time, tries the switch back, gets the better exit. He'll have the outside for this corner, but he's got the line on the outside into it, and Rooney passes, and he's up into the lead. And we've got Stubbsy on the inside as well. Stubbsy capitalises on James' mistake, gets himself up into P2. Lawn having a look as well, can't get anything done. Rooney leads ahead of Stubbsy, James down to 3rd.
One corner for James to lose that position pretty much. Racing car got a 5-second penalty for crossing the pit lane exit line. The dangerous re-entry of the track. Looking at Lawn on my screen, trying to catch up to James. James with 11 lap old mediums. Is he going to take this time now to pit? That's going to be the question. It's a good start on those tyres. Stays out.
Look at Stubbsy with the pace on his hard tyres. They're much fresher than Rooney ahead. I don't think Rooney's going to have a lot to defend with. Rooney, of course, still yet to pit. Stubbsy, we assume, will go to the end on these tyres. And I think he might be about to make that move for the lead. The gap is just a 1/10 of a second as we head into turn 4. Hits the throttle, hits the overtake button. DRS enabled. I don't think there's a lot Rooney can do. Rooney covers the inside, forces his rival to go the long way round. Stubbsy late on the brakes, he's going to get squeezed out there. Rooney forces him off the track. Stubbsy's having none of it. And he does get the move done off track there. The stewards might have to have a look at that one. But in all fairness, Rooney pushed him wide, so Stubbsy decided, okay, you won't give me the space on track, I'll pass you off it. Fair play there from Stubbsy. He is now up into the lead.
Yeah, very good move there by Stubbsy. Lawn, on the other hand, almost had James around the outside, has to really brake to try and take him off the track. And he's still in 4th, but he's got DRS again on this back straight.
And Vettel's in the fight. Vettel's now in the fight for a podium.
Yeah, he's only 2/10 behind Aggie.
He's jumped on board the James Love train as it is at the minute. The battle for P3. James on them very used mediums now, 12 lap old.
So there's Rooney there. Rooney should pit as well. You can see the wear around here. How we're going to have to 12 laps of race. I think that's Rooney coming in actually. Yes, it is. So has James. You can see just before that, I was just saying, you can see the wear on those medium tyres. 12 laps, you can see they're just gone.
Hard tyres going on for Rooney. He'll be going to the end of the race then. He'll have fresher tyres than those around him, but he's going to be so far off the back. I think unless there's another safety car, he's going to be way out of this one.
And the battle for P7 is heated up, boys. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars, I think, in the fight for this one. Dunsworth at the front of the pack.
Yeah, all of them within a second. That's true. Carl's just made a face set up to P14 as Craig is in the pits and he goes onto the hard tyre.
Look for cars that still need to make a stop. Lawn still needs to pit for another tyre. Aki still needs to make one more stop. Dunsworth is still yet to make his stop, and Drazzy still needs to use one other compound of tyre. Everyone else is free to go to the end.
Carl and K-Max just got the soft tyre again. But we're only halfway through this race, so they are bound to need to stop again. Those soft tyres will wear so quickly. By the end of if they were to go to the end, they'll just be popping. And looking at penalties as well. Shaney has got a 3-second penalty, so is Jack.
Oh,
Vettel's out!
Vettel's out! Aki's had a crash, Vettel and Aki have had a crash. Safety car deployed.
Oh, this has worked beautifully for Rooney. Oh, has it?
Looks like he got tapped on the final corner and it's gone onto that outside wall. Yeah, he's been tapped. But look at the positioning of the car. He got tapped and pushed into that outside wall.
Aki has to change the front wing. I think Aki and Vettel have definitely made contact, and that is Vettel out of the race. And Rooney will be kicking himself. He should have just stayed out a little bit longer and he could have taken advantage of this safety car.
So all the cars behind the safety car now are going to be let through. The safety car needs to catch up with Stubbsy. Stubbsy at the minute is just coming along the old Singapore Sling and onto the Anderson Bridge. They're quite far away from where the safety car is, just after turn 1. The safety car has stopped on the outside there.
Interesting to see if any of the leaders who perhaps could go the end decide to pull into the pits for fresh tyres.
Let's find out. They should be starting to put in. A few people did. I think Rooney's pitted, so is James, so is Drazzy, and Aggie obviously with the damage. Dunsworth, Carl is pitted after being on those tyres not for very long. Craig has as well, and K-Mag. So will the top runners pit? That is the question. Mediums could be order of the day. Should go to the end. Stubbsy stays out.
Lawn, who still needs to make one stop, so should pit, and he does. Jane pulls in. Jack Miles stays out.
Two Alfa Romeos, both stay out.
And Weston stays out as well.
So, safety car still trying to catch the leader, which is Stubbsy, and they are on the Ruffles Boulevard together now. So, we should see the train start to form, but the furthest away car is K-Mag, who is only 3 corners away from where the safety car is now.
Just watched Rooney race Shane to the pit exit. I think he has actually got that move done on Shane. He's just come out ahead of him. Shane, though, on the medium tyre. Can they go to the end from here? You'd think so.
Yeah, most definitely. You'd be quite confident to take them to the end from here. And you can just see how much Rooney has lost out there because his teammate is done a 2-stop. He's still ahead of him.
Be interesting to know how much wear Stubbsy's already got on that set of hard tyres. And see how that's going to affect him going to the end.
I think when we did our test here for TSRC, we normally have a day at the start of the week where we'll test tyres. I think the hards actually lasted quite a while. After 3 laps, you were seeing barely any wear, really, probably about 4-5%. So after 8 laps, it's not going to be a lot. Jack, on the other hand, we don't know about him. He might have a bit more wear. 10 laps on those hard compound tyres is going to really disadvantage him.
What strategy would you two be on then right now? Would you have stayed out on old hards, pitted for fresh hards, or maybe even fresh mediums?
I think I would have gone for fresh mediums and try and make him last.
Well, it depends. If you're the likes of Jack Miles, I definitely would have taken the track position. You know, you've already got a penalty. You're going to want it to hang on to that track position around here. If he was around the mid-pack anyway, you got nothing to lose. Slap on the softest compound possible and let's go to the egg K-Mag. He's gone for the softs. He's rolled the dice.
I mean, fair enough. He's taken that call. He'll struggle to get them to the end, but it's worth a try.
Probably by around lap 25, if he decides to keep on, maybe even lap 28, around that range, he'll start feeling the effects quite quickly.
So far, one of your predictions is right about the safety cars. We're up to 2 already. Weston's in not too bad a spot for a podium. The cars ahead, a couple of them with penalties. And what's going on here? What's happened to front off? He had a moment.
I think he has, yeah. Trying to see his front wing. Camera's not allowing me to see it yet. No, he's had an incident with James. James got a 5-second penalty. I think he just tapped his rear, actually. He's behind him. Shaney's given the position. And there is front wing damage on the Alfa Romeo, so you will have to pit to get that repaired. As you should see the safety car pull in around about now.
The gutting news for the Alfa Romeo driver, you know, maybe struggling with tyre temps, maybe trying to get some heat into them, maybe spinning up the rears a bit too lively and sending it into the barrier. And what's he done, Matt?
He's bottled it.
Safety car stays up for another lap then.
Get that fixed and then rejoin the back of the field. Which he does.
Another penalty for racing car or under safety car for track limits.
It's in the under safety car. You don't want to be pushing track limits at all, really.
No, you want to stay kind of centred to a track. Don't want to try and take too many racing lines. Try and pick up some rubber if you can. Burst those tyres out a bit more. So Law could be one to watch on the restart. Fresh hard tyres, he's up in 5th. Cars ahead of him have been on those tyres for a maximum of 12 laps. That's from Jack, he's done 12 laps on there. The others 10 and 11 laps. So Law could be in a good position here to get onto the podium.
Yeah, watch out for Shaney as well, just behind him on them new mediums. He's going to be sending it as soon as possible. Everyone ahead of him on them hards.
Racing car, another penalty as well then. Just flagged up.
Ignoring yellow flags. He overtook the ghosting car most likely of Case Greg.
Safety car in this lap. Skills, mate. You might as well go for the restart procedure.
Here we go, we've had high drama already here in the Republic of Motorsports Singapore Grand Prix. We're going to get racing once more, lap 19 of 31 when we cross the line to get green flag once again, and is Stubbsy going to bolt early. We saw James bolt extra early and he just about caught the safety car last time, so he's going to back the pack right up and give plenty of space to the safety car. Stubbsy doesn't need to do anything stupid. He should have the pace over Jack Miles, who does have a penalty just behind him. Then it's Ludlow, Weston's Lawn, and his close rival Rooney is down in P6. So let's just get some nice temperature into the tyres, and I think we're going to get ready to go racing. And Stubbsy has dropped the hammer, and we're back under racing conditions here. Who's got the best restart there? Alpha and Ludlow looks to be struggling as we are back to green flag racing once again. Is anyone going to send it one down into turn one? It looks like the Ferrari is going to look to send it. Drazzy is going to go wheel to wheel with James. We need to give each other space here, boys. Oh, good clean racing. Everyone's holding position off the restart.
Weston's is looking racing. He's got his overtake engaged. He's in the slipstream of Ludlow in the Alfa Romeo. It's Alfa versus Alfa.
Law's lost position. Law's always lost two positions, so it's got you off. Shady going around the outside, couldn't quite get there. But Rooney pushing his way through on the.
Oh, there's contact with
Really?
James! There's contact with the Red Bull and he's round. Shady's round.
Nice last session as well.
Shane tried to squeeze out the Red Bull. The Red Bull kept his nose in there and they've crashed. We have the Williams in the wall. James, has he got damage? Yes, he does. That's both of their races ruined.
James and Shady there, so it's such a good run. Could not make it stick, could he?
It's a bit giddy off the restart. You can smell them overtakes. It was a day late and $1 short, that one looked like.
Rooney's now all over the back of Weston's. No DRS yet though.
Stubbsy with 2.7 seconds, the gap at the front of the order after one lap of green flag racing once again.
Everybody just settling down for the time being, maybe waiting for the DRS to be activated before they go for their next overtakes. Or maybe they're just waiting for this next straight here. Rooney's looking like he wants to get the move done on Weston, doesn't want to lose time to the cars ahead by just sitting behind. They'll have to go for some very brave move late on the brakes, chooses not to, thinking with his head and not his heart, and keeps it together.
Weston's did pick up a 3-second penalty on the end of that lap. It's going to come back to bite him come the end of the Grand Prix.
Stubbsy's checked out at the front once again.
Rooney still all over the back of Weston's car. Can't get there. DRS enabled this lap. The yellow in sector 3 though, that's racing car.
In the
Still
wall,
running,
and his
but
front wing is completely gone. Safety car. Again.
safety car again.
Goodness sake.
If you haven't heard, we've got a third.
So, it shouldn't be a very long safety car. All the cars are still running. Drive-through penalties for James, speeding under the safety car. But everyone is on the Rufford Boulevard at the minute, it looks like.
So who's going to box for a set of softs now? That's going to be the key question.
Softs could work now. 10 laps. Racing Carl has. He's on the softs now.
Tell you what, if you're throwing half and you're on the back of this big train of cars, you've got nothing to lose, have you, from coming into the pits and putting the softs on?
No, unless you've got a car behind, your teammate behind, that's where you're going to lose out doing a double stack. Obviously, him doesn't like double stacks very much. He kind of pauses for a minute, makes you wait before even entering the pit box, and then you've got to wait again for them to get the tyres, so it's a long pit stop if you double stack. For whoever comes in behind, but it looks like for most of the cars in the top 10, they can get away with a pit stop, bar the Mercedes drivers. Stubbsy stays out. No, Weston's is in.
Was the gamble
Dunsworth and thrown half in as well.
He has been on those tyres for 15 laps, so it might be a good idea. Vettel's left the session now as well, but he's already out. Dunsworth's come in for the medium tyre. Fran has also come in as well, by the looks of it.
Maybe they felt the softs wouldn't go to the end, or perhaps they just didn't have a fresh set available.
Perhaps using them in qualifying can really limit your options in the race. So you're always good to kind of leave at least a set of softs from qualifying to send over to the race. Still got some cars at turn 2.
This would be rather frustrating for Stubbsy right now. He would have built up that lead over the course of the last two safety cars, and it's just been minimised back to 0, and it's just brought Rooney ever closer to the lead of this Grand Prix. The two cars between them both have a penalty, so as long as he stays within that window, he should jump up there into position 2 come the end of the race. And what's happened to Aki? Aki is dropping down now. Is he in the pits? Yes, he is.
Soft tyres maybe? And the front wing. Not sure where he picked up that damage, but
Aggie has got
fixed.
He is on the soft, so that should take him to the end.
And all of our predictions for the number of safety cars were wrong. The third now, longer than anyone anticipated. This makes this what is already a very long race even longer.
Yeah, very long track makes it a very long race. Real life, we have to see the timer put on in most races after safety cars. 100% record of safety cars as well since 2008, and this track was first brought into Formula 1. Should see safety car coming in very soon, even though that should be K-Mag. He's currently at turn 2, so not catching the pack. It's a very long safety car period though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it wasn't K-Mag, it was James who is now DNF'd. So Shaney's just coming along the second DRS zone.
We're going again.
Round again.
Oh dear.
It's a long race at the best of days, isn't it? But 3 safety cars.
Thank God we haven't got a 2-hour time limit, eh?
Just as well. Yeah, looking through the order, Jack Miles is 3 seconds, as well as Ludlow, Drazzy, Westerns, then Dunsworth with 9, 4.5 with 3, Racing Car with 12, Aki with 3, and Shaney at the back with 3 seconds. The only boys to keep it clean are K-Mag, who is no longer with us. We've got the ghost of K-Mag, Case Greg, who started plumb last, now in P7 with no penalties. That could come really good for him. Lorne is looking good, as well as Rooney, and of course our race leader, Mr. Squeaky Clean.
Squeaky Clean Stubbsy, I think that's what we're going to have to start calling him from now on. All the cars are now behind the safety car in the train, so fingers crossed we can go racing. So everyone from P8 onwards might have a very good start here on those softer compound tyres. Having more speed than the top 7. So go down the second DRS straight. Is the lights going to go off at the end? The lights are off, safety car's coming in. Stubbsy back in the pack up now. Shouldn't be going too fast or too slow. He has caught up to the safety car pretty rapidly, even though the lights are off. Coming into the what I call the stadium section, just next to the marina at the Marina Bay Circuit, going underneath the stand. Into the final chicane then. Safety car currently not even into the pit lane yet. Ron has a 5-second penalty for touching the back of Carl. That just adds to his penalty list. Stubbsy goes, about to go green flag again. They all start going again. They can't overtake till the timing line there, remember, as they come across the line, but green flag racing again in Singapore. That's Craig already being disadvantaged off the start. Westons and Dunsworth already making a move. Then into turn 1, turn 2. Fron has also made a move on the inside. Gets up to 9th place. Brilliant overtaking here. I thought that was a bit of a spin there. There's a big battle though. Racing car, there's already damage. Racing car's up small. There's damage to, I think that might be the Ferrari. Damage flying all over the place. It's not the Ferrari. Can't tell you who it is at the minute. It might. Transport damage has come from the Williams of Shaney. I can't tell, but there was damage flying all over the track.
Rooney's already had a little look at Ludlow. Oh, and Ludlow gets a bit of oversteer, and that's going to allow Rooney to drive on through with a bit superior traction there. And Rooney's up into the podium position.
Rooney, who started this race P16, he's made a great comeback so far. Can he challenge for the race win here? Stubbsy is just a couple seconds up the road. He'll need to get past Jack Miles as soon as possible if he wants any chance of taking the win.
Lord also now 3/10 behind Ludlow on those fresher hard compound tyres. And that gap's dropping ever quicker now as well. As they come into the stadium section, he might try and hold off for the main straight. See how much more speed the Mercedes has got, really.
When he's got his eyes on
Going into some of these corners.
Here comes Rooney.
Rooney's going to go, have a look, can't quite get there. Lord as well. Just starting to pull back from the Alfa Romeo. Rooney's also having another look before Ruffles Boulevard. Stubbsy already having a 3-second gap on the first, at the end of the first lap of racing. Here comes Rooney then on the inside. Side by side, inside line, she goes to the advantage. Start just slow, slightly pushing Jack out, but he's got the wheel done. Rooney up to second.
It's now all down to Rooney on 7-lap fresher tyres from the race leader to hunt him down. The gap is currently 4.5 seconds already. And we haven't even had 2 laps of racing yet. Stubbsy is flying once again in Singapore. But it's up to Rooney from P16. Can he challenge for this race win?
The all-important question. Rooney's got quite a lot of ERS now as well. Using the ERS on that back straight to just push him away. Stubbsy also, quite a lot of the cars now actually. Quite a fair bit of ERS usage. Dunsworth with the most of them, and he's got over pretty much 100% ERS. He can use that to such an advantage around this track. So he's been saving his ERS really well. And with around 5 laps to go, it's now going to heat up. ERS enabled then. We go on to lap 27.
All keeping single file into turn 1. No one going for a risky move. All waiting for the big DRS straight round Raffles Boulevard. Westons is looking racy. It's going to be Alpha versus Alpha once again. Can Westons get the move done on low? He's hit overtake. The battery goes below 10%. He's now getting D-rate, so we're losing some power, but he's gone for it on the outside on the gripping medium tyre. He's been forced wide, gets the move done off the track. Squeezed on the inside. Ludlow maintains the position. Westons has to drop back. We've got Lorne losing places. Now we've got the Alfa Romeo on the inside.
Oh, I think he just tapped him. Aggie side by side with him now. Oh, the AlphaTauri and the McLaren touch. It's incredible at the minute, actually, looking at the gap. Stubbsy is still finding a lot of time on those old hard tyres to even extend the gap even more, just slightly. Stubbsy though, 3-second penalty. Multiple track warnings. Mr. Squeaky Clean has been changed to Rooney.
Dirty.
Rooney, you know what you've got to do.
Stubbsy now is going to have a challenge because Rooney's on them fresher hard tyres. If Rooney can really push these last few laps within 3 seconds, Rooney wins.
Biggest thing for Rooney though, he's already got 2 warnings. He's got to keep it clean in these final 3 laps and still find the time on his rival.
Nail biter to the very last corner that we think, boys, and we've got a massive fight on our hands for the last podium slot, and here comes Westons. He's going to look to send one. It's Alpha versus Alpha again. He's going to go for that outside line.
Oh, racing car's out. racing Kyle. Is that?
Weston's got the position as well as Dunsworth has made up a move as well. Just slips on by the Ferrari and he's up into P6.
Shouldn't be a safety car over time. Dunsworth, 5-second penalty for corner cutting and gained the place.
Do you know what Dunsworth though? He's got the battery.
Yeah, Stubbsy's actually gained a second on Rooney, so 5 seconds is now the gap.
Weston's now filling up the rear view mirrors of that McLaren. And surely he's going to get it on the next lap. Oh, there's contact under the stadium section there. Sorry, the grandstand. Got some wing damage to one of the cars.
Yeah, looks it. There is some wing damage.
Here comes Weston's
I think
though.
that might be.
Down into T1 on the inside.
Weston's gets it done up into the podium places.
Seconds he's got to find now, plus whatever penalty he has, which at the minute is 8 seconds. So this could be his final spot in the race. Right, with that penalty, might have to correct myself there. He may even drop to 5th, Weston, with his penalties. He's got 8 seconds worth of penalties. The cars behind have 6 seconds. So he'll probably finish P4 or P5 in the race if it was to end now, with 3 laps to go. Rooney is pulling back. Well, Stubbsy's pulling away from Rooney at the minute. 5.3 seconds is the gap. That is pretty much one around this track. Dunsworth is all over the back of Ludlow though, and so is Drazzy all over the back of Duntworth. DRS advantage though for Dunsworth as well. Going on to the main straight there with DRS. Is Drazzy going to have a go into turn 1 with the DRS advantage and overtake? He just can't get there. Dunsworth, with that advantage of DRS and overtake as well, keeps him off.
Ludlow should be a sitting duck anytime soon. He's been on them tyres for 22 laps. Dunsworth on 7-lap-old mediums. Surely he can make the advantage work. Here he comes.
Easily done there.
Move on the brakes into turn 5. Got that done nice and simple. And now Drazzy's all over the back as well. Drazzy to the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact. Has to tuck in behind Dunsworth. Up to P5. Ludlow down to P6. Drazzy still fighting to try and take the place, but can't get anything done. And he'll have to wait for the next DRS straight to try and make the move.
That DRS straight's just come in after the Anderson Bridge, which they come along now and then into the hairpin. They're still fighting. I think he's trying to have a look around the hairpin. Can't quite get round there. So now he'll open up his DRS and push for that position. But still not fast enough on the 14-lap-old hards. But Ludlow is on 22-lap-old hards. So really, the Ferrari has the advantage as we start the final lap. Dunsworth a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Those track limits. Here comes Drazzy again then. DRS and overtake. Not a lot of overtake left on the final lap. Has a look into turn 1. Had a good look. Can't quite get there. You have to wait for the second DRS though, with not a lot of overtake either, because it is only one more corner now before we go on to Ruffles Boulevard. Opens DRS now. Using that overtakes for the advantage. Doesn't want to lose too much with a D rate, which he is now. Run out of the RS. They're side by side. Drazzy having a look around the outside. Hasn't got the speed. And it goes round
Gone
the
for it
inside
again.
of the next corner. They're side by side again. Ludlow should have the advantage, but Drazzy around the outside. Brilliant move. He gets himself up to 6th. But Drazzy will have the DRS advantage down the next DRS zone, but you can already see the gap being made by Drazzy as well. So Rooney's now got a time penalty as well. But multiple warnings, so it's back to even playing field, but here comes Stubbsy then. Dominant drive on the old hard tyres. He wins the Singapore Grand Prix. And
The fastest
lap on the final lap. Rooney comes second, even with penalties, he'll still come second. Here comes Weston's then. Where will he finish? He has got a few penalties. Weston's gets another 5 seconds for not taking a penalty, so that's going to really drop him down. Jack comes across the line. Jack gets on the podium. Dunsworth stays P5. Drazzy goes up to P5. Then it's Ludlow, sorry. It's all changing. Last second. So Weston's drops to 4th. Ludlow 5th. Lawn in 6th. Drazzy 7th. 4 in 8th. Dunsworth is in 9th. We're hearing all the fireworks. Makes it sound like an engine popping. Aggie on the fresh soft. Looks like he's trying to go for the fastest lap. I think he might have pitted a little bit too late for those. He's going to come across the line P10 in the final point spot. There we go.
What a race. Had everything. Thank you for Mr. Conor Beer for joining us in the booth. The game has given driver of the day to Rooney, and I don't think we can knock that, starting way down the order.
No.
After, you know, that risky call in qualifying, leaving it really late to go out in the medium tyres, and that late invalidation. Couldn't get another lap time in, but he's made the strategy work, and he's come away with a great P2 there.
Yeah, brilliant P2. Absolutely deserves driver of the day. Stubbsy with those hard tyres as well. I'm surprised he could make him last that long. I don't think they did last that long, but I'll leave you to run down the final order.
Yeah, huge congratulations. Stubbsy once again pulls out a further advantage in the championship order, and we are joined by the man himself. We'll just get a quick rundown of the order, Stubbs, then we'll jump into a driver's interview. So that is your Singapore Grand Prix. What did you make of that one, chat? Do let us know, as hopefully we get the standings up in just a moment. And it finished Stubbsy in position 1. He led away from pole position. He was made to sweat with them safety cars. Rooney came home P2 after starting 16th on the grid, and Jack Miles rounds out the podium. An impressive performance from himself, starting P10 on the grid. Then we had Weston's, Ludlow, Lawn, Drazzy, Thornhalf, Dunsworth, Aki and K-Mag. Shaney, K-Screg and Racing Carl. Our DNFs today was James, Vettel and Camo. And yeah, we need to breathe after that one. It was an epic Grand Prix. And Stubbsy, how are you feeling after that one, buddy?
Yeah, happy again to get another win. It's quite an interesting race. Plenty of opportunity for the people at the back, people on different strategy with all the safety cars. Every time I seemed to be getting a gap and just pulling away, the safety car kept coming out and pulling me back, and then it didn't really matter in the end. I was able to use my pace and just get that win.
Obviously, those hard tyres at the end, you're running on around 23 lap old hard tyres. We already know the hard tyres are slippy enough as it is when they're fresh. So what was the tyre wear like on those final couple of laps?
I didn't actually look at the tyre wear, to be fair, and I don't think it made too much difference. I was quite comfortable on them. Like I set fastest lap on the last lap. I improved my current fastest, so they were alright, to be fair. Hards don't really wear too much around Singapore, and I was quite comfortable doing a lot of laps. So
we move on to Rooney. Rooney, a busy day at the office for you. What was your thoughts in qualifying? And you took a risky call there, man.
Well, I'll admit, I predicted, I looked at the sector time, that would have put me second, so it's really frustrating, really. I had a better chance to win. I've actually qualified, but it was alright. I was always going to do the one-stop medium to hard, so that's that.
Yeah, rather eventful race for you. Plenty of overtakes you had to do on track, starting P16. How was it navigating through that field?
It was difficult. Made a few alright moves. Most of it was just people pitting safety cars. So if the second safety car had come out a lap earlier, would have been a better position for the race, but that's that. I think I had the pace challenge if I'd have not messed up my qualifying, so I'm happy to get second from where I was, but at the end of the day, I want to win, not be second.
Yep. Well, congratulations on your driver of the day. Thoroughly deserved after starting 16th on the grid.
Thank you.
And let's talk to Jack. Jack, huge congrats on the podium, bud. How do you feel after that race?
I'm alright. Considering my first race at Italy, DNF'd because I spun into a wall, so it's a bit of an improvement. And yeah, just drove my own race. Got hard done by the safety car because I pitted one lap before it, and yeah, I had a gap to, I can't remember which driver it was. It was the one behind me in the Alfa Romeo. I had a gap to him, so he wasn't in my DRS, and then safety car put him back in it. But yeah, I just drove my own race and got P3.
And any final questions from you, Mr. Poundlander, sir? Thanks for joining us today, by the way.
No, not a problem at all. I can't think of any more questions. I think their driving kind of showed it off themselves. Especially with the safety cars, surely you guys had to be very composed under there thinking what to do next. I think would have been the challenging thing, and it just extended the race even longer. So how did you kind of keep yourself composed between those safety car periods?
Well, I was just keeping track position. I went from softs to hards because the safety car let me do that really, because I could conserve my tyres under the safety car, so my hards were perfectly fine, and I just tried to keep track position for as long as possible. And yeah, the race showed itself, and I got P3.
Good, over to you.
Well, that's been another Republic of Motorsport Grand Prix. This has been Singapore. Join us next week, same time, same place, 4:30. And if you haven't already, please do follow the channel. Jump over to the YouTube as well, where we'll be uploading a race after this, and give us a subscribe as well. It's been a fantastic one. Thank you for joining us again, Poundland, and we hope to join you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.